Hey peeps, welcome back to TacosandGeeks.com. Justin here, and today I'm back with another manga review, and this time we're in the horror genre. One of my favorite, favorite, take a shot every time I said that, authors, illustrators when it comes to manga. I think he's one of the masters of horror manga, the one, the only, Junji Ito, and today we're going to be reviewing his latest collection book, Venus in the Blind Spot, published by Viz Media. For those who want to know how much is who published it, and for those who want to know the price, $22.99. That's where I got it from Barnes & Nobles. And as always, I give you a brief synopsis. So let's open up and here we go. The striking collection presents the most remarkable short works of Junji Ito's career, featuring an adaptation of Edogawa's Rampo's classic horror story, The Human Chair, and fan favorite Enigma of Amigara Fault, with a deluxe presentation including special color pages and showcasing illustrations from his acclaimed long-form manga, No Longer Human. Each chilling tale invites readers to revel in a world of terror. And my thoughts on it, let me just let you know what is actually featured in this before I give you my review. Stories that are featured in this: Billions Alone, The Human Chair, Unearthly Love, Venus in the Blind Spot, The Licking Woman, definitely going to talk about that one, Master Umez and Me, How Love Came to Professor Kirada, The Enigma of Amigara Fault, The Sad Tale of the Principal Post, and Keepsake. Now, I'm not going to go by each, I'm not going to review each short. I'm just going to tell you some of the highlights, some that I thought were great, and some that I think was not so great, and then my final review. And of course, obviously, I'll talk about the art style, story, and everything else. My thing, first, I want to talk about my little frustration with some of his shorts. Is this good frustration? It's not bad frustration. He leaves you wanting more. Always leaves you wanting more, especially in some of his stories when it's really picking up and they reveal who the killer is or what the purpose of the monster, or somebody or the main character gets possessed or consumed or killed or something like that. It leaves you wanting more from that world or what happens next, and it just ends. I know it's a short story, everybody, but for me, it's just like, oh, can I get a full version of this story? So that's my main gripe, even when reading this. Now, some of the standouts that I really did like. First, I want to talk about the special illustrations that they did, which I thought was really good. His work, and if you haven't seen the anime, then you know that his work looks really, really good in color. But for me, I am always going to be the black and white fan, because I think, as you can see here, the colors here, it's not bad. It looks pretty good. But for me, I think the real terror comes when it's black and white. I just think that just from a tone standpoint, it just adds more to it. So I think for me, the black and white works way more better, because the tone that it goes with, it fits very, very well. So one of the stories that I really did enjoy from this is Billions Alone, and it has a really great concept of a serial killer who literally is killing people, couples or people in a group, and then stitching them up like so. Like, yeah, that's really creepy. Even the facial expressions, just from the art style, he always manages. One thing I really love about his art style is he always manages to capture that sense of dread, captures that sense of fear, and just the way the facial expressions of terror that he always nails, and it always sends like a chill. I get goosebumps doing it. But Billions Alone, I really did enjoy, because it's about this reclusive kid, and he is being courted by some of his former classmates to come to this reunion, since they haven't seen him in like 7 years. He's been like a recluse. In the meantime, the serial killer is going around killing people that are going by group gatherings and stitching them up. And I like the concept of it. And then while this is happening, this strange broadcast keeps going over the airways of this song, and trying to figure out the mystery of what's happening, just to see an example of large gatherings and what happens to them. And I was really entranced by, okay, who's the killer? what's the killer's motives? And then when the killer is revealed, and this is what I'm going to allude to back what I was saying earlier with the frustration, is that, oh my goodness, that person's the killer. I need to see what happens next. Nope. Cuts off, goes to the next short story. So that was where the frustration came to, but I really did enjoy it. I liked the concept, I liked the execution of it, and I really did enjoy how that story was going. Now, another story that I felt was a little bit creepy was The Human Chair. Now, The Human Chair is about a writer who's having writer's block, and so she goes to the shop trying to get somebody to make her a more comfortable chair, so maybe to find her for some inspiration. So the shop owner is telling her the story of this past writer who owned the chair, and that it was kind of helping her, you know, get her groove back into the writing, but there was something about the chair that there was more than meets the eye. And if you know the title, The Human Chair, not gonna spoil it, but just think about that. And just think about the creep factor of it and what the chair is going to do. Some really sick stuff when it comes to that one. Like the way they were describing it was like, that was like, wow, this dude is a pervert. Another highlight was, it was not that great, but it was pretty cool, was an Unearthly Love. And this one is about a woman who's trying to figure out what's going on with her husband. Her husband is appearing more distant. He's always getting up and he's going to the attic at a certain point. So she follows her husband and she finds out that allegedly he's having an affair because he hears her talking to what appears to be another woman. There's a twist to this. It's very short, but it was very effective. Nothing much build up or in terms of characterization, but it was really cool to say the least. Now, for the story that is another highlight, that is actually the title, Venus in a Blind Spot. This one right here. Now, Venus in a Blind Spot is about a group of men and this one girl who is in an alien club. An alien club where they like to discuss UFOs and abductions and things like that. But there's a twist to this. Anytime, all these guys have a crush on this girl. They love her, they want to be with her. So anytime the girl actually walks close to them, she disappears. Now, what is happening to this thing? There's a cool, excellent twist. This one I actually did. This is one of my favorites, actually, because it actually gave you some resolution after the reveal, of the twist reveal. And I actually did like it because it was just really this mystery. It was like, oh my goodness, were these people abducted by aliens? Is she an alien? Is this happening? But when you find out the twist, he goes, oh my God, that's fucked up. But it was so done well and so effective, so definitely. Now, some of the weaker stories will have to be towards the end. I would say one of the weaker stories, let me see what the title was. Some of the weaker stories were Master Umi's and Me. That was basically about this, it kind of felt like, it was kind of this guy talking about his love for horror. It was really left field. It didn't really fit with the tone. And then how love came to Professor Kerida. That one was also not really for me from a scare horror standpoint, not really that much effective. It's about this guy who really does not believe in love, and this girl who idolizes him is in love with him, and she wants to give him affection, and something happens, which I'm not going to spoil and be very vague. And then it was just, for me, it wasn't really that great. I would say, like, after The Licking Woman, I would say the first half is good. The second half, it falls off the rails. It just goes, it's very, very below Metacore. The Licking Woman was really good. That one, besides Venus in a Blind Spot, The Licking Woman was the one I was like, wow, this one is great. Just because of the art style. Like, this one is one of those real monster characters from Junji, and it's basically about this woman who has this, I guess, parasite in her, and if she licks you, you'll become poisoned and you'll eventually die. And I really like the intensity of it. The way it opened up was good. The way her character design was, the characters and the iteration of this woman who lost her fiance because of the Liquor Woman. She's just hell-bent on killing her. There's kind of this vengeance aspect to it. And then there's a twist to it, which I really did enjoy. Definitely really good. So overall, because I'm running on 10, I'm about to be hitting 10 minutes already. So overall, Junji Ito, Venus in a Blind Spot. Is this something you should pick up? Truthfully, this is something, his other collections are way better, especially Shiver. It has more intense, scary stories. But if you are collecting his work like I am, I would say pick this up, but I will wait to see if you can find it on sale either on Amazon or somewhere else. I wouldn't pay the full price, mainly because the second half of the collection is not that great at all. But I'm going to give this a rating of an 8.0 for those who like numbers, who like stars, 3.5. And for those who like letters, it's a B-, mainly because the second half doesn't do as well. And that's just my personal opinion. As always, this is Justin from AttackOfTheGeeks.com saying, later days, I'll catch you in the next one. You like what we do here, please like, share, and subscribe. But most importantly, visit AttackOfTheGeeks.com. We have more reviews there, written reviews. We do anime, video games, the whole etc. And if you're on social media, you can follow us on Instagram at AttackOfTheGeeks, Twitter in AttackOfTheGeeks. And as always, later days. Peace.